making a quick Dragonknight tank build. I have tanked most content with him, including all the vet trials except for Kynes. Just haven't done that yet. He is, it's pretty effective. I do not use balance on him. You're welcome to do that instead as your source of resolve and for a magicka recovery, but I just have higher magicka recovery instead. So it's pretty basic guy. I just haven't made a build vid of him before. Okay, so for the food that I use, I generally use the tri-stat food. Just this guy, you can use the sugar skulls, gives you a little bit extra. I just don't have that on him. I have a lot of stuff on my Nightblade tank right now. So this is the basic tri-stat food, and unbuffed you can see his character sheet. So pretty high mag recovery. Don't have to worry about stam recovery. You have your igneous for that. And you'll just want to make sure that your stamina pool is higher than your max magicka pool. You can probably put a little bit of points or enchants into maximum magicka. But I usually like to keep his health around 38k unbuffed. So if I were to put on these guys right here, you can see that my resistances go up a bit. And he is currently wearing Lord Warden, so this is a proc set, so when I do take damage, then it'll go up by my physical, and spell resistance will go up by 3k. So as you can see, that will put him over the cap, or just well enough on the spell, just under on the physical resistance. You should be able to tank most stuff with that. I do have the Atronach for his Mundus. You can use the Lord if you want to. He is an Argonian, so I just have heavy on him. I have a heavy and a medium right now, but that's because I'm borrowing stuff for my Nightblade tank. Okay, so this basic setup. When you're main tank, you want to use Alkosh, and Yolnahkrin. I like to put tri-stat glyphs on the big pieces and then just even out wherever you need the glyphs on the smaller pieces. Okay, I do generally use robust jewelry. I have a harmony set on my other tank at the moment, and I have magicka recovery on there, and then reduced block costs, so the bracing enchant. You'll want to have a crusher on your lightning staff. I do also have an ice staff. Make sure that they're infused. And you can do decisive or infused, pretty much anything you want on the one hand. Just don't bother putting crusher or weakening on there, because it's going to be covered by a two-hand enchant by other by yourself for the crusher, and by other like a healer for the weakening if they have that set up, since the enchants on the one hand are half as effective. So I just put like an absorb stam. You can do absorb mag, you can do a shock, you can pretty much do anything you want that isn't just going to be a waste. Okay, so for his skills, this is my general bar setup. I have igneous shield here, so it gives you major mending, as you see, and a damage shield. Pierce armor is the one that I use. If you feel like you need more resistances, you can have ransack. I like heroic slash. This is one of my flex spots, but it's nice because it gives you more ultimate and puts minor maim on your target. Green dragon blood's your emergency heal. It also gives you, as you can see, those major buffs after you use it. Hardened armor is my source here of major resolve. As you can see, I like it because it's more of a visual and it just looks cool. You do get a shield. Magma Shell can be one of your oh crap ultimates. So the Dragonknight, anytime you use an ultimate, you get your resources back. I do not generally use this, I just have it on my bar just in case I ever need it. My back bar, I like to have what people call change, but it's unrelenting grip. It can give you major expedition, so you can use it as a little boost. Inner rage is your range taunt. Blockade of Storms, it lasts a bit longer. Stone Giant, this one you'll want to keep up 3 stacks of it, and it's pretty short, as you can see on there with the stacks. So the stack you get stagger for 6 seconds, so you want to, when you start rotation, you'll want to put that on 3 times, and then you'll go do your things on the front bar, come back before 6 seconds and hit it again, or you can just reapply it, but it kind of costs a bit, so you don't want to just be spamming it 3 times every 6 seconds. Okay, Ring of Preservation's one that I like to keep on there, helps with stamina recovery. And your Aggressive Horn, this is going to be your main ultimate for your group. As far as other skills go, if you do not have a magic DPS Dragonknight, you can put on Engulfing, because it makes the enemies take more flame damage. It's just not as effective on a tank. Make sure you have all your passives in here. Okay, so this is your talons. Here is what you can drop on for, you can knock out your circle, or you can take off chains if you don't need it, or you can take off heroic slash on your front bar. Okay, so this kind of just acts as your crowd control. Hold stuff still, deep breath. This guy is pretty much just an interrupt for close range. Don't end up using it too much. And as you can see with these skills on this tree, on here, you give your group minor brutality, so and then when you cast a Earthen Heart ability that's not stamina cost, then you get stamina back, so that's where your Igneous would come into play. It's kind of expensive, but that's something you'll really want to use to get stamina back if you need to. Just try not to perma block and you should have plenty of stamina. So this guy, I don't use the shield ulti, but if you feel you need to, that's another oh crap ultimate. Shield charge I pretty much only use on VHAF and the last boss to get back before he jumps. On the Destro staff, you can use Crushing Shock as one of your utility skills, usually as an off tank, like in Cloud Rest or Hellra. And LA Drain, you want to use that sometimes as well, like in Cloud Rest and Portals. Do not recommend this passive, because you don't, if you use a Frost Staff, you don't want to accidentally like try and regen Magicka and steal the boss or whatever and turn it and wipe the group, etc. You can put passives into here. These are more for damage. I just don't have that many skill points on him. Make sure you have all your passives on here. I don't use anything else currently on Fighters Guilds. And you can use Overflowing Altar if you need to in certain situations. This is not something I generally keep on my bar because I run with Warden healers most often, and this is a really nice source for them to be able to keep up their minor toughness by having a heal going out constantly anytime somebody's hitting the target. But if you need to have this for like the burst heal or something, it's good in dungeons. It can be good if you don't have a warden in the group using it, otherwise I just stay away from it. This can be nice for a synergy for ranged people. Pretty much only use that in Asylum. Bone Shield's not something that I would generally recommend on a tank. You don't need the shield, and it's just basically a waste of stamina. You have to pretty much be standing right on top of somebody for them to activate the synergy. Energy Orb is something nice to have, just if you have a flex spot and don't know what to do with it. You can always throw out more heals and for the regen. Make sure you have your passives on that guy. I don't use barrier, but that's something you can unlock and have. Just make sure that you do have efficient purge. You'll need that in some fights, like in Halls of Fabrication. I'm an Argonian. If you are a Nord, you can get away with having a light and a medium monster set for more of Dawned passives. I just picked this one because I wanted him to look like a dragon, honestly, but it is still useful for your healing done to yourself and your max health, disease resistance, and your max magicka, and also regenning your abilities when you drink a potion. So that's another good reason to keep up your potions. I use tri-stat potions for majority of everything. So this guy right here, and you can make that with Columbine, Mountain Flower, and wow, I just lost it. Okay, well, it's your tri-stat potions there. Bug loss, there you go. Okay, you can also use the Crown Resto potions, and let me go ahead and look at my champion points. This is what works for me. You can do whatever works for you. Blue, the red. You can change it up by the trial. This is just my general setup. And the green you can change by the trial as well. This is just also my general setup. Okay, and that's pretty much it for your basic Dragonknight tank. Just make sure that when you do use them that you go to your back bar and apply your debuffs here. Make sure you got your stone giant going on, etc. And keeping up your blockade. So you can just go to the front, do those two guys, poke your target, slash it, whatever you gotta do, and then come back here. Just make sure you block your heavy attacks or dodge roll the enraged ones, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, just a basic Dragonknight tank build.